You can filter a whole factory full of water in about 20 minutes. Our process takes a bit longer. 300 years from source to sip. Naturally pure, beautifully clean. Blue Spring. Draw deep.
Welcome, race fans. Here we are tonight for the season finale of the Champion Power Equipment Fall Brawl Truck E-Series, brought to you in part by Green Mountain Grills. And tonight we bring you the Blue Springs 125 from the exciting virtual Five Flags Speedway here in Pensacola, Florida. What a great night we have for racing here. Beautiful skies, partly cloudy, 72 degrees, 60% humidity, nice light winds. Josh, it doesn't get any better for a season finale. I'm Kevin Ford. I'll be with you all night here tonight, bringing you the live action. And to my right, the man with two first names, Mr. Josh Lee. Josh, man, what a perfect opportunity for an exciting round of truck racing.
These trucks are already exciting no matter where track they are for a championship, but we're at a short track under the lights in the heat of Florida. This is going to be an amazing finale. The tempers are going to run hot, the trucks are going to run hot, and the points are running hot right now.
Oh, absolutely, Josh. And here's some of the big storylines we want to get into right away tonight. We have 5 points, and I'm talking just 5 points separating the top 3 drivers going after this undecided championship tonight. It is 2 points separating Eli Childs and Nick Gardner, and then we have 3 points back to Anthony Pelican. 2 drivers from that dialed-in racing team there, Nick Gardner and Anthony Pelican. Those guys talking earlier in practice about what it's going to take here tonight to get it done. One was saying qualifying. The other one was saying stay out of trouble. It's going to be a very difficult night for these top 3 drivers, pressure-wise. I want to ask Josh, Nick Gardner, coming out of that Michigan race with the worst luck he's had all season. He's going to try to rebound tonight after having a 24th finishing position and giving up that massive championship point lead he had going into that round 5. Here we are, round 6, 5 points apart, Josh.
It is going to be a challenge for Gardner to get that lead back because Eli Childs is so strong. I mean, he has been consistently at the top since the start of this series. Gardner's been up there too, but now that Childs has that cushion above him, it's only 2 points, but he is in the lead of the championship. He just needs to finish 2 positions ahead of Gardner, and he has the championship, but the one person that can spoil it is Anthony Pelican. He still has a chance for that championship. And oh, by the way, you go back to Janzak, maybe even TJ Majors, they're going to need miracles, but they're still in it as well.
Absolutely. They need a lot of help to get in there to take that championship away. But Anthony Pelican, let's talk about him. He's coming off of his 2nd win of the season at Michigan. And the thing that's so interesting about that is he's coming into a race tonight where the last short track was not in his favor at all. He finished 31st at Nashville. So another half-mile short track tonight. How's that going to play for pressure on Pelican?
He's going to need to put in the practice like he is right now. 5 minutes remaining in practice. He's currently sitting in 4th, which the top 3 in the point standings are the current top 3 in the leaderboard, except for a little guy by the name of Ty Majeski there. He is the master at all things sim racing, and he is on the top of the charts. No surprise there. Ty Majeski is a safe bet tonight, but looking back to those top 3 in the championship, Pelican is the slowest of those 3, but it all comes down to how you do on the racetrack under those green flag laps and in pit road. Pelican is great at managing those tires and making sure that he is in the right place at the right time. we might see some more carnage similar to what we saw in Nashville, but if Pelican can get through it, I think he has a great chance at being the spoiler for the championship.
Yeah, I do too. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that 19 tonight because he is certainly a driver that has the potential to spoil that party for Nick and Eli this evening. Well, I tell you what, it's a half-mile oval. It's 15-degree banking in the corners and 9 degrees on the straights. It is a fast little bull ring here in Pensacola, Florida. Live tonight for the season finale of the Fall Brawl E-Series. Coming up here in just a moment, we're going to step away for our national anthem from Curb Records recording artist Dylan Scott.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's talk about clouds. How about a cloud of smoke? If you want to add smoke flavor to your food, you can, but you don't have to. Green Mountain's pellet grill is versatile enough to do either one. A whole lot if you want, or a wisp if you wish. Cloudy water? Not with Green Mountain. Clear as crystal. Your best choice for tomorrow's technology and today's food.
You can filter a whole factory full of water in about 20 minutes. Our process takes a bit longer. 300 years from source to sip. Naturally pure, beautifully clean. Blue Spring. Draw deep.
Welcome back, everyone, to Pensacola, Florida, to Five Flags Speedway here for the season finale of the Champion Power Equipment Fall Brawl E-Series, of course, brought to you in part by Green Mountain Grills. Great to have you with us tonight as we bring you this incredible season finale, and I say incredible because we have an undecided championship coming into tonight's race. Josh, you know, this is what we hoped for all season long, to build the excitement of this season. As we were on board there for a moment with Brent Butler going around the track, you could see how dark this track is in some of these corners. It's certainly going to play a factor on some of the situation awareness for these guys out here tonight.
That is going to play a factor because those lights only are around the front straightaway. You can see the rest of the track, all but the back straightaway, is pretty dark. So if these guys don't have their, on the hardware side of things, if they don't have their display brightness up, that could hinder their racing. On the game side of things, if they're not smart about those moves, they might end up like Nick Gardner there in the wall.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is not a place that Nick wants to find himself tonight, that's for sure. I don't know if you knew this, Josh. This track actually opened in 1953. This thing has been around for quite a while. Do you know how the track got its name?
I'm not sure about that one.
Well, it's interesting. The track is actually named after the nickname of Pensacola, Florida, which is the city of Five Flags. So hence Five Flags Speedway. So a little bit of tidbit history for you there.
I should have known that. I live in Florida too.
Oh, well, see, there. Hey, I spent 20-some years down there myself. So, yeah, I should have known that as well, too. I just found that out recently. So, yeah, fascinating. Also, the home of the Snowball Derby here, one of the premier late model stock car events every year. Fans of late model stock car racing around the country certainly knows about the Snowball Derby. It certainly brings out a big crowd. And speaking of that, a little bit of information here. Well, actually, since 1968, they've been holding the Snowball Derby here in Pensacola, Florida. And one of our drivers here this evening, Mr. Ty Majeski, a veteran of iRacing, also a Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series driver. And he'll be competing in 2020 for Nice Motorsports. So we'll be cheering Ty Majeski on out there because he's very well known in the sim world as well. Josh is very familiar with Ty and knows what Ty is all about, and that's speed. He can certainly get it done. In fact, his real car at this speedway has held the lap record since 2015. That's right. Ty Majeski still holds the track record here at Five Flags Speedway. So he's I was thinking he would be sitting on the pole tonight, but we'll see how that plays out. These other drivers have they've got some other ideas, I'm sure, Josh.
Two interesting things I want to point out with Ty Majeski as we begin qualifying here. For years, when he got up to that 10,000 plus I rating that he is so famously known for in the service, he wasn't using any of these fancy rigs that, you know, a lot of these drivers have with the Fanatec setups and 3 monitors. He was using a laptop and a Logitech G27, which is one of the most basic setups you could think of, and Ty used it to get 10,000 I rating and really build his presence in the sim, and he won the Snowball Derby right here at Five Flags this season here in 2020, just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's a phenom. There's no question. You either have it or you don't, and he is certainly someone that has that rhythm. He has that natural talent. He's a driver like you look at a drumming instructor that brings a young student in. He can certainly tell right away out of his students the ones that just have that niche and the ones that have to work at it. Ty is one that works at it, but he's got that niche. He just has had it since day one. His talents have taken him all the way into NASCAR. So it's great to have Ty Majeski out here with us this evening, and looking forward to see how his competitors fare against him tonight, because he is certainly one that will be up in the front of this field this evening.
Right now, Ty not putting a lap down here in qualifying. He's currently down in 20th in the provisionals, not on the racetrack. We'll see if he ends up putting down a lap, but if not, he is going to be kind of showing his prowess and running from the back as he just now pulls onto the racetrack. As we're getting a quick look at the 89, and there comes Ty Majeski slowly coming onto the racetrack. Robert Wynn Jr. in the 89, back into turn number 3. He's going to set his first lap down. Here as he comes on the front straight away. Make sure he doesn't hit that wall. If he hits the wall or any 0x or damage that he gets on that card is going to disqualify his lap, but was able to get that lap in. 16.902 for Robert Wynn Jr. as here comes Ty Majeski limping onto the speedway.
Yeah, I wonder if Ty is just being respectful out there with the drivers that are battling for the championship. He may be, letting them get their times in and see how they do. We'll see how this plays out here. Interesting strategy out of Ty here tonight. TJ is out on track. See what kind of time he comes in with here momentarily.
Majeski coming off of turn number 4. First lap time down on the board, and no surprise, right at the top of the board by more than 1/10. 16.504 versus Grant Enfinger's 16.614.
Yeah, qualifying is going to be very critical tonight, Josh. The ability to overtake here is a little cumbersome. A lot of undulation in the track surface here. It's an abrasive track surface, and all the drivers are running a fixed setup in the trucks tonight, which is great because it really levels out the playing field and allows the talents of the drivers to really shine through. But at the same time, it does make it a little more cantankerous to find that threshold and those limits with the truck coming off the exits. We noticed some trucks going into the entry of the corners early on in practice, rolling off the brake. The timing of that is that truck's getting unsettled, coming down into the bottom of that corner. That back end wants to step out real easy.
There's the qualifying results. No surprise really to anybody here. Ty Majeski, fastest on the board, and he'll start on the pole. Enfinger in second, Janzak third, and you can see that first real playoff driver in the championship driver that we're watching, Nick Gardner, starting in fourth. He's got Anthony Pelican right behind him in fifth, but you can see Eli Childs down in eighth. Right now, Nick Gardner has the provisional championship lead if they were to finish how they just qualified.
Yeah, listening to the race marshal here, giving final instructions to the drivers about the start of the race tonight, making sure that they're careful and they're packed up and bunched up coming out of 4. So this is a lot of nerves right now. This is where the drivers are trying to take those deep breaths. They're shaking those hands out, getting themselves stretched out and ready to go in their rigs. Let's just hope they're strapped in nice and tight because this is going to get a little wild tonight, I think.
It's going to get wild, but what I'm really wondering is, are we going to see a repeat of what we saw in Nashville, which was, I think the longest green flag run we had was maybe a little over 10 laps? Or are we going to see longer green flag runs here like we've seen at Michigan, like we saw maybe a couple weeks ago at Chicagoland? Will it be a typical short track race, or will we see some long green flag runs and some strategy maybe come into play? Maybe a lot of that strategy might just be avoid the wrecks, but we might see some strategy on pit road as well, depending on how these guys drive.
Yeah, absolutely. 26 trucks out here taking the grid this evening, and you know, this is where it gets tough at these shorter tracks. Oh, excuse me, 24 trucks we have on the grid here tonight. Yeah, 5 Flag Speedway, half-mile banked course, steeper banks here than most half-mile tracks. Josh, do you think that's going to be a factor with these trucks? You know, on some of these long green flag runs.
It might wear those tires out a little bit more on the left side as they really try and get it turned down into the corner. So those tires might wear a little bit quicker than what these drivers might be expecting. But at the same time, they really need to see how often we're going to see the cautions, because that will affect how hard they're going to be able to push those tires. If they don't have to use them over a long green flag run of 50-plus laps, they might run a little harder because they know they're going to have a yellow flag coming soon and they can come down pit road and change 4 tires.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about those tires tonight. For tire changes this evening, these drivers get 3 of them, 3 tire sets for tonight's race. Lone qualifying, obviously, and our pole sitter tonight, Ty Majeski and Grant Enfinger in that number 98 Champion Power Equipment truck, starting to his outside. 2 safety car laps tonight here as we pace around on that second lap. Race marshal now giving the drivers instructions to pack up and pair up, close up those gaps as they enter turn 3. Josh, the start is on you.
Majeski will lead him to the green flag on the outside. It's the 98 of Grant Enfinger. 2 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series drivers lead us to green, and Majeski with a great start as they dive into 1 for the first time. Here comes Janzak in the 21 to the inside of Grant Enfinger. He's already looking for second. Championship runner Anthony Pelican gets by Nick Gardner. He now sits in 4th, watching the battle in front of him.
We have the 3 drivers battling for that championship, sitting in 3rd, 4th, and 5th now, right on the heels of Ty Majeski and TJ Majors. We knew TJ was going to be up front there this evening as well. Oh, we've got a caution.
Wreck. Robert Wynn Jr. involved in the 89. The 3 car also involved.
An unfortunate early caution here tonight. See that safety car coming out onto the backstretch. We're going to step away for just a moment. We'll take a look at that replay when we get back. Don't go away.
Breland Homes is now one of the most trusted names in the home building industry, as well as one of the Southeast's top new construction home builders. Breland Homes offers affordable single-family and luxury townhomes with exceptional value throughout Alabama and northern Florida. Buying a new home with us is a one-of-a-kind experience, where our homes speak for themselves and our people make the difference. Breland Homes. Less money, live better.
As you can see, your pavement takes a beating, but the elements are no match for Sealmaster. Sealmaster protects pavement, helps prevent the need for costly repairs or replacement, and enhances curb appeal. Sealmaster's nationwide network of professional seal coat applicators will help keep your pavement looking and performing at its best. Trust your pavement to Sealmaster. Call 1-800-395-SEAL or visit mypavement.com to find a professional applicator near you.
Have you been searching high or low for that classic muscle car or hot rod from your youth? Do you need help selling one from your own personal collection? Shelton Classics and Performance is one of the Southeast's most premier classic car and truck dealerships. With over 100 classics in stock at any time, we're here to help you find your dream ride. We can also help you store your dream ride. Stop in and check out our showroom today or visit us online.
You can filter a whole factory full of water in about 20 minutes. Our process takes a bit longer. 300 years from source to sip. Naturally pure, beautifully clean. Blue Spring. Draw deep.
Champion Power Equipment provides the power that makes your life easier for home, work, or play. Portable generators and inverters, home standby generators, winches, log splitters, water pumps, pressure washers, and other outdoor power equipment. Whether you need a reliable source of power, an extra hand, something to get you out of a jam in a moment's notice, or just the right tool to get the job done, the Champion Power Equipment family of products provide power, dependability, and peace of mind.
Welcome back, everyone, as we are about to go green here for the Pole Brawl E-Series coming to you live from Five Flags Speedway as we see Ty Majeski jump right out of the lead there, getting a good 3-4-5 truck jump on that start as he opens up that gap from Grant Enfinger in that Champion Power Machine.
But here comes the 21 of Craig Janzak now to the inside, looking for second away from Enfinger. He's going to fall into line now in third. Pelican and Gardner and Childs now running 4, 5, and 6, all next to each other on the speedway.
Gosh, watching that number 88 and Nick Gardner back there, he's just taking it easy. Going to stay out of trouble, let these front four up here do their dance and have their little battle. That Menards truck is certainly going to be looking to climb to the front here as the evening moves on.
He's going to need to really widen that gap over Eli Childs because only finishing one position ahead of him is not going to give him enough points to really bump start himself. He needs to really get in front of Child by more than a few positions to really cement that championship win.
Yeah, watching TJ Majors here having a rough qualifying here tonight at Five Flags Speedway, but he's certainly picking up the pace now. Finds himself in P10 now, just ahead of that 67 truck. So TJ looking to work his way up there a little bit in that door bumper clear machine number 22.
Back on the front straightaway, Majeski not pulling away as far as I was expecting. Enfinger has reeled him in. Now it's about 0.3 of a second. We might see a battle for the lead brewing here between Majeski and Enfinger as they put down another lap onto lap 14.
Yeah, these guys are just doing some incredible textbook driving up at the front of the field, keeping their cool. You can watch the nose of that Enfinger truck back there just bobbing up and down as it goes across this just abrasive surface. Watch it here as it comes up off the corner. You see that nose lift right there on the inside. I tell you, it makes it very difficult to get that throttle down on these exits. Coming off the brake as you're rolling into entry. That back end wants to step out, so a lot of smooth footwork required here.
Oh, and the 91 gonna contact!
The 44 is holding on to it. He's down to the
Ooh,
bottom.
oh.
Oh, now they're up into the wall.
Oh my, one more car involved to hit the wall. That looks to be the 4 car. That might be the 44 to James Harris, actually. But the 41 around and into the wall, that's James Carroll.
Yeah, unfortunate to see that. Just 15 laps into our event here. 2 cautions now that we've had. You know, and the leaders, they're trying to keep their rhythm going, and it really breaks that up when you start getting these early cautions, Josh.
And that is what we were talking about earlier. Will they need to save their tires, or can they really push it harder? Looks like they're going to be able to really push those tires, because we might see a lot more of these cautions. But here they go, down into turn number 3, the 91, making contact with the 44 of James Harris, and the track goes the 41 right into the 91 of Kevin Kirchhoff.
Yeah, and James Carroll really had nowhere to go there, Josh. He made an evasive move down to the bottom of the apron. The cement wall is right there, the barrier wall. It's very difficult to avoid that, obviously. He only had so much room to work with. And, of course, he got into James there and shot him up the banking. So, very unfortunate, wrong place, wrong time situation there for that 44 truck, James Harris.
A small spin as well for the 90 car. This is the first caution of the night with the 90 of Richard Fornshell, and then you see Trey Jackson and Robert Wynn Jr. both around. That's what brought out the first caution earlier today on, I believe, lap number 2. Now we're back under caution as the field takes on to lap number 19. Kirchhoff's into pit road to get some damage repair, but everybody else staying out on the racetrack.
Yeah, we see a penalty now coming up for that 91 truck, incident responsibility there. That driver's been given an EOL. They will be starting at the end of the line on this restart. That would be Kevin Kershaw. Sorry to see that happen to Kevin. I know he was looking forward to a good night out here, the season finale. He's been running so strong all season. We've seen him really up in the top 5 several times at the last couple of events. So Kevin having to start from the end of the line here, basically going to look to climb his way back through all these 24 trucks to get back up there to the front.
We'll see how aggressive he's going to be trying to make his way up to the front, because he's not one of those championship contenders, but at the same time, we all know these racers, they want to win even if there's nothing at stake. So I'm wondering how hard he's going to push that truck to get up through the field now that he's starting all the way in the back of the longest line.
Yeah, you bet. It's a pride thing at this point. These guys have been hustling all season long. It doesn't matter whether you're in the championship hunt or not. Getting a win here, and certainly getting a win over drivers like Grant Enfinger, Ty Majeski, Eli Childs, Anthony Pelican, TJ Majors, some of these big-name drivers on iRacing. Boy, they would love nothing more than to take that victory away from them. But here we come. We're going to get things re-racked up and get ready for our restart. Josh, we'll let you take over here, buddy.
Well, here goes Ty Majeski. Where is he going to go, and how good of a start is he going to get? He goes right coming off at turn number 4. Majeski takes the lead, but here comes the 21 of Janzak. He's been fighting Enfinger all night, and he's going to try and take over P number 2 for the first time today. But look at that 19 sitting in the back. That's Anthony Pelican as he continues to try and battle for the championship. Nick Gardner is right behind him, but Eli Childs has fallen back. He's now an 8th.
Yeah, that 98 of Nick Gardner gets a little bit loose there coming down into 1. We talked about that back end, getting loose, rolling off the brake. He had to catch it just very quickly on the entry. But Grant Enfinger holding up that top line really well. That top line may actually end up coming in as that rubber starts to wear into the track, Josh.
That rubber, once it starts to lay it in and the track's going to start to heat up, we might see some drivers start to look around for more grip, as Enfinger, you can see out the front of Nick Gardner's windshield, stuck on the outside line, and he's also laying rubber down there as well. He's also cooking the tires, though, so he needs to get down to the inside pretty quickly. Oh, my, a tap from Gardner onto Pelican.
Boy, that's going to change things up a little bit there as we see Enfinger drop in behind that 88 Menards machine. Grant now going to lay back here in 5th, and look who's right behind him. Unbelievable. TJ Majors has already worked his way right up there into that top 6 position, looking to take over the top 5 here soon, I'm sure, as they come racing down across the line to complete lap 27.
everybody's starting to chill out a little bit, single file throughout the majority of the racetrack as everybody tries to really figure out what kind of truck they have. They figured it out a little bit during the second stint. Now we're in the third stint after the second caution. And now's really the time where the trucks are going to start to get to feel their own. The tires are starting to wear. They'll know how they're able to race. And you can see everybody just learning their way through this race, getting some laps down from the lap counter, but I'm expecting a couple of racing to go on here soon, as we might see some battles starting to brew as Majors setting his eyes on Grant Enfinger, and those two championship leaders are trying to hunt down Majeski.
Yeah, it's you know, we're still far away from go time yet, with it being 125 laps here this evening, just completing lap 30 now. 62.5 miles as well. We've got a wreck here in turn one. We'll get a look at that here as soon as we come back from our break. Don't go away.
Have you been searching high or low for that classic muscle car or hot rod from your youth? Do you need help selling one from your own personal collection? Shelton Classics and Performance is one of the Southeast's most premier classic car and truck dealerships. With over 100 classics in stock at any time, we're here to help you find your dream ride. We can also help you store your dream ride. Stop in and check out our showroom today or visit us online.
Champion Power Equipment provides the power that makes your life easier for home, work, or play. Portable generators and inverters, home standby generators, winches, log splitters, water pumps, pressure washers, and other outdoor power equipment. Whether you need a reliable source of power, an extra hand, something to get you out of a jam in a moment's notice, or just the right tool to get the job done, the Champion Power Equipment family of products provide power, dependability, and peace of mind.
The 10 most common words used to describe food you'll cook on your Green Mountain Grill. Delicious, delectable, savory, scrumptious, gourmet, flavorful, tasty, mouth-watering, appetizing, unforgettable. And the one word they'll use to describe you? Grill Master.
You can filter a whole factory full of water in about 20 minutes. Our process takes a bit longer. 300 years from source to sip. Naturally pure, beautifully clean. Blue Spring. Draw deep.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Fall Brawl E-Series, the season finale here, round 6, coming to you live tonight from Five Flags Speedway. And look at the crowd in the stands. Those flashes are just going off like crazy as those cell phones are in the air for this restart coming up here. We had a caution on that last, I believe we were on lap 30 when that caution came out, Josh. You take a look at it.
Yeah, definitely bad wreck going into that caution, but looking at that championship, it's really starting to heat up as Pelican and Gardner are running side by side, but Eli Childs dropping back into 8th, which is definitely not where he wants to be. He wants to be up there battling with those two championship rivals because he only has a 2-point buffer for the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that earlier. These guys that are going after that championship, they want to be up front. They want to be in that front group as we get ready to go back to racing action here as we come down into turn 1, and it looks like that Ty Majeski is going to take that lead once again.
Majeski doing a great job keeping that lead away from anybody who is rivaling him in the back. But the big question is, will anybody be able to challenge him as we continue on? And Grant Enfinger now going to the inside of Nick Gardner. He's looking for positions back as he tries to get up, coming off at turn number 4. And now Major's going to go side by side with Gardner. Here comes TJ.
TJ, he's not worried about who's after that championship. He's got business to take care of out there, and he's got his briefcase open and taking notes as he crawls up on the back end of that number 98.
Now the 88 of Nick Gardner going to try and go back at TJ Majors, looking to get that spot back. Majors doing a great job. He's been really battling up through the first part of this race. He started back in 17th. He's up into 5th now, the biggest mover of the night. Sorry, Brett Butler's the biggest mover of the night, up 15 spots, but TJ's right there and now trying to rival himself further into the top 5, as right now he's trying to defend that top 5 as here comes Nick Gardner in the 88.
Yeah, you talk about drivers that have moved up spots. TJ Majors up 12 spots himself coming in here. We've got, I see drivers dropping down on my timing tower here. We've got another caution out.
Smoke going through the corner. I believe Kevin Kershaw was involved in that one. He fell down the order.
Boy, Kevin Kershaw in that 91 truck is not having his best night here this evening. Get that replay pulled up here. We'll take a look at what happened. Unfortunate for that 91 truck. That was not what he had on his agenda coming into this event tonight.
Kershaw is another one of those drivers who has been here this entire season, has had a great season here in the Fall Brawl E-Series, and it's unfortunately coming to a little bit of a crashing halt here in the 91.
Yeah, Anthony Pelican in that 19 truck takes a dive down onto pit road. One of our championship contenders here this evening. One of just a few trucks down on pit road, and certainly the only one of the leader on pit lane.
Interesting to see how that strategy works out for him.
Yeah, well, when we look at it here, we're 43 laps in, a 125 lap event. He may be thinking if he gets tires now, he'll be able to stay out later and be able to make it to the end.
That could be possible because at the rate we're seeing cautions, he might be able to really ride that set of tires to the end. But now he's back in traffic, and he might have to use up those tires a little bit quicker than he might be expecting, trying to gain those positions back. But that's what you got to do. We've been asking it for the last couple of weeks as we've really started to talk about this championship fight. What are these drivers willing to do for a championship? And it looks like Anthony Pelican's team is taking the strategy route as they need to make up 6 points to take the championship.
I was just looking at that 28 truck, Russ Kilgore, coming out of the pits with quite a bit of damage on the right side of his vehicle. Opted not to take his quick repair. For our viewers out there, the drivers in the series this season have been granted 2 quick repairs on their pit stops. It helps with some of these short tracks with the cautions in the sim. It gives them the ability to flip a switch when they're in their pit box. That allows the truck to get all the repairs done on it immediately, so that when they come back out on track, full fresh set of tires and fresh metal around them. They use it up twice though, and the way cautions are going, those are going to drop quick here tonight, Josh. So that may be the strategy of the 28 truck, is to not burn up that last quick repair.
That quick repair might come in handy a little bit later on, as we still have a good chunk of this race remaining. And I forget exactly where we were, but it was one truck that was running up front all race, quickly used up those fast repairs, and then he needed a fast repair towards the end of the race, and he didn't have one left.
Yeah, and that just adds more strategy as we get ready for our restart. The number 191 of Ty Majeski dancing it right out to the front there with a 5 truck length start.
Majeski trying to run away with the lead once again. Here comes Janzak. He's now in second, firmly in the 21. Can he challenge for the lead? Here comes Enfinger challenging for second.
Grant Enfinger holding down that P3 there, and he seems to be very secure. He likes that spot. Is not trying to make a run to the front as of yet, but I'll tell you the driver that is trying to make a run, and that's the 22 of TJ Majors, another veteran of sim racing, and I know this isn't the first time that he and Ty Majeski have battled on track together.
Majeski does such a great job of really running that line and running the same line lap after lap, and it's the fastest line that you could possibly run, and he is pulling away once again.
It's really a lot about that methodical inputs, the throttle, lifting, rolling off the brake, those inputs with the wheel, how you're rotating in the center of the corner. know, as we talked earlier, all of these drivers out here with a fixed setup tonight. That means they cannot make any adjustments to these vehicles other than brake bias.
Caution is out.
We have
once
another
again.
caution out.
Looks like a car that was smoking a bit ahead of these leaders. Might have been the 97 of Brandon Wallace.
Yeah, looks like they're going to take a look at this one, and we will do the same. We'll be right back after these messages.
You can filter a whole factory full of water in about 20 minutes. Our process takes a bit longer. 300 years from source to sip. Naturally pure, beautifully clean. Blue Spring. Draw deep.
As you can see, your pavement takes a beating, but the elements are no match for Sealmaster. Sealmaster protects pavement, helps prevent the need for costly repairs or replacement, and enhances curb appeal. Sealmaster's nationwide network of professional seal coat applicators will help keep your pavement looking and performing at its best. Trust your pavement to Sealmaster. Call 1-800-395-SEAL or visit mypavement.com to find a professional applicator near you.
I still miss Earnhardt. I like a cold beer now and then. I'm all about my mama. I take a bullet for a friend. You one of them girls that ain't trying to meet nobody. You're just here for the party. If I'm wrong, then stop me. You're one of them girls that ain't handing out your number. You like to make us want.
My name is Grant Enfinger.
I'm Shane Lineberger.
Meu nome é Kaique Pacheco.
Casey Curry.
Jason Lentz. I'm a professional lumberjack.
I'm a professional bass angler.
I'm a professional off-road racer and a champion power equipment.
A champion power equipment.
And the champion power equipment sponsored athlete. We use a champion generator down on pit road to get our truck started every single race.
When we get out of the water, we got to make sure our boat stays in good shape. So we crank up a champion pressure washer and hose it down to keep it clean.
Because when you're in the middle of the desert, it's good to have a reliable source of power.
E quando eu preciso de uma fonte confiável de energia.
And when I want the job done right, I don't look any further than Champion Power Equipment.
At work, at home, or at play, it's a name I can count on.
Stoked to partner with Champion Power Equipment.
I'm thrilled to be partners with Champion Power Equipment.
I'm excited to partner with Champion Power Equipment for the upcoming season and see you at the next race.
Welcome back, race fans, to Pensacola, Florida, the Five Flags Speedway here, the virtual Five Flags, as we're getting ready to go back green here. We just went to our fourth caution here this evening as we see Ty Majeski on the pole, getting ready to lead that field out of four. Here he goes, Josh.
Majeski with another dynamite start going down into turn number one. And here comes Grant Enfinger. We've been talking about this battle all night. Him and Janzak have been sparring every restart, and Janzak going to get on top of him once again.
Oh, we've got another quick caution here right on the restart. Looks like it was back in the rear part of the field there.
That cautions breed cautions that everybody talks about is really evident tonight, as these guys are so close together on restarts that it's sometimes one wrong slip or getting a little bit too low, especially here on Five Flags, where that line in between the racetrack and the apron is really, really thin. Sometimes end up just getting down too far there and going right up into another truck. It's very easy to get involved in an accident when you're side by side at Five Flags.
Oh, it absolutely is. I actually went out and did a few laps here just recently to see what that line is like down on the bottom and to see what these drivers were going to be facing tonight. And one thing that I noticed, getting down into the bottom of the apron in 1 and 2, there's a little bit of undulation on that left wheel. As you come up out of 2, there's a little bit of unsettling right there on that exit. And if you have a truck just to the outside of you, you get that truck bouncing, that nose bouncing just a little bit, causes it to push. All it takes is just a small few feet to the right, catch the bumper of the truck in front of you. You've hooked them, and now they're into the wall, and we have cautions. And it's just difficult. It's tough at a half-mile course like this when these drivers are pushing it to the limit like they are. Season finale, a lot of positions on the line here, a lot of pride out there tonight. We've got a battle really for the top 5, or I should say 4th and 5th. We know our top 3 are battling for the championship tonight, the 21, the 88, and the 19. And then we have for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, we have quite a battle there with just 10 points separating those drivers, Josh. So that'll be another one to watch here as the night moves on. Craig Jansek in that 21, who's had such a great run tonight, sitting right there behind Ty Majeski. He'll be starting to the outside on that restart as Ty has chosen on each of his starts to take that bottom lane on the restart. But behind him, he has DJ Majors in 5th place in the championship, just 6 points back. And then we have Nate Lynch and Richard Fornshell back there in 6th and 7th. They're both tied for 6th place with 123 points. So there's quite a few battles going on throughout the field. And when they're that tight in points, Josh, you're going to have this kind of mayhem. It's just expected.
And all those names that you just mentioned, on paper, still have a chance to win the championship. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, they're very slim. It's basically a nightmare scenario for the top 3. But they do technically are still in the race, so they don't need to just ride around and hope for a good finish. If they win, they have a better possibility of getting that championship. So every position counts for pretty much the top 7, maybe even the top 8 here in the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go as that restart is coming off the line. Here is Ty Majeski's going to send them down into turn 1 with Craig Jansek in that 21, doing what he's done all night, just sitting right on that bumper.
Everybody got single file very quickly throughout that restart as here comes Janzak, but he's going to go a little bit too far up the road. Here comes Enfinger looking for another move going into 2nd.
I almost...
TJ Majors praying there in 4th and Gardner right behind in 5th.
Yeah, I heard during that last caution, the driver's channel, TJ was actually talking with Nick Gardner between their vehicles to make sure that they kind of had their strategy on point. They both stated to each other that they were not going to push it this early on. So we're not going to expect too much out of that 4th and 5th place trucks back there. But I tell you what, Grant is really wanting to get around that 21 truck at Jansek.
Every position is great for Enfinger as he's trying to get his first win of the season. Majeski making that truck multiple lanes wide, though, as they come back off at turn number 4 onto lap 67. Majeski in control of the field, but here comes Janzak. He's getting so close in these corners, there's nowhere to go.
That's what we were talking about pre-race, is the difficulty overtaking other trucks here. It's going to be tough to get these passes done. You almost have to set up the driver in front of you and get your nose up inside that quarter panel coming down into the entry. And it's not easy to do. What does that mean? You've got to get a good run off the prior exit. And if you can't do that here, you're never going to get a pass done.
And you can see already these trucks starting to spread out, especially in the midfield. This front top 5 remains pretty close together. Top 4 within 1 second of each other, back to Majors. Everybody else from the midfield back spreading out. And you can see now Janzak falling off the pace as well. He's now bunched up with both Enfinger and Majors back there for 4th.
Yeah, that 21 truck searching for more grip there, running about a half a lane higher up into the corner as we see TJ Majors now creeping up onto the back end of that 98 truck. Ty Majeski just doing an amazing job out front here in that iRacing machine with that nose just hitting that line absolutely perfect on every entry. Textbook driving by our leader here this evening as we see that 21 and 98 and 22 all stacking up behind us here. That Ride TV truck of Craig Jansek. Man, I tell you, he's getting a lot of pressure from those two drivers behind.
Here's that question. Will Enfinger be able to do anything? You can see him almost using the bumper going through 3 and 4. Is that what it's going to take to get a pass done? We're still waiting to see. There's a car stopped inside of turn number 1. Looks like he's gone now. No caution, but almost a scare there for the leaders as they were diving into the first corner.
Yeah, an unfortunate moment there for that 25 of Nate Lynch from Lynch Motorsports, coming in tonight in 6th place in the championship. As we see that 98 of Grant Enfinger looking down low. The 21 of Greg Janczak really going high in turn 1 and 2 there, opening up that bottom side. Oh, here he goes again.
Majors with a move to the outside. Can he make a pass on Grant Enfinger? Now Enfinger really has nowhere to go, as he can't go to the outside now of Janczak in front. Here comes Majors looking for a top 3.
Now watch what's going to happen here. You're going to see this springboard effect. Ty Majeski's going to start stretching that distance a little bit, and that's because those 3 trucks behind him are doing a little dance. They're getting side by side. They're breaking up that air, and they're going to start losing that pocket there to that leader, Majeski.
Back off of turn number 4. Majeski is extending that lead now 8/10 in between first and second. And here comes Majors. He is set on trying to take over second place as he made a look to the outside of Janczak, not able to go very far with it. He now falls back in line. Here comes Gardner now joining the fight with Childs and back behind in 6th.
The smartest thing for these guys to do is get in a line, get in that train, and recover that gap. We're now at lap 78 with 125 laps in tonight's event. Ty just doing an amazing job up front here this evening, an amazing job.
That battle for second is still going on between Janczak and Majors, and now with Nick Gardner joining the fight, this could be a battle for the championship now, as the top running championship competitor is Gardner, but he's not making that much points up from any of the drivers behind him. He came in 2 points behind Eli Childs, meaning he needs 3 above to secure that championship win, but he's only running 1 position above Eli Childs, which means he's only making up 1 point, 149 to 148, making up that 1 point. So that's not enough for Gardner to win the championship. He is going to need to keep fighting, but right now he can't go anywhere forward because of the mess going on in front.
Absolutely. We almost saw that Ride TV truck of Janczak get into the wall there out of 4, taking that right rear quarter panel and polishing it up a little bit with the cement wall there on exit.
Majors now stuck behind the 21 of Janczak. It looks like Gardner's stuck behind the 98 of Grant Enfinger. They're single file, but I don't think it's by choice. They just have nowhere to go with the runs they get coming off of these corners or coming onto the straightaways. They just can't go anywhere, as they can't really look to the outside. There's not enough grip up there. They can't really look to the inside because that's the apron.
This is where it's going to get hairy here. We didn't know if we would see this tonight. We're actually coming into lap traffic. Ty Majeski is going to start eyeing these 2 trucks in front of him here and looking for the best opportunity to get around them. We talked earlier about the overtaking here, making these passes. It's no different when you get into traffic. You may be a little faster than that truck in front of you, but when you get to them, getting around them is a whole nother story.
How difficult will it be to get by that lap traffic? It is not a rule that the lap traffic needs to completely pull out of the way. Just don't block any racing. And right now, the 89 of Robert Wynn Jr. is going to go all the way up to the top, make it a little easy for Majeski. But the 48 of George Young is saying, hey, man, you might have to earn your way around me. But he's going to go to the outside as well.
Yeah, he sure did. He made second thought of it there and let our leader get on by. And this is what we talked about earlier, is that gap. These drivers have now lost the gap to Majeski, and now they're fighting for grip back there to regain that track space. It's going to be very tough for them to do it, unless that 191 gets caught up in traffic here, and he is coming into an onslaught of vehicles.
That is a huge field above him, as everybody else behind makes their way around those lap cars, and it caused Majors to fall back a little bit from Janczak. Now Enfinger's within striking distance of Majors, as these lead lap cars just try and inch their way around these lapped vehicles, as the championship 3 are now past all of the lapped cars, as Majeski going to put a couple more cars 1 lap down.
Yep, gets around 4 and Shell there, now down into 3. Gonna make a move around Brandon Wallace. Brandon doing the right thing there, giving that leader plenty of room on the bottom side. Now, I can assure you, Ty still sees that pack behind him. Second through fifth place is still in his mirror. So there is certainly no time for him to let up now. Even though we are at lap 92, we have 34 laps remaining. This has been our longest green flag run of the night, as Ty is getting held up a little bit here as we see TJ taking a little bit higher line there in the middle of 3 and 4. But man, did he get a launch off that corner. Look at him going now to the inside of Craig Janczak. Doing everything he can to get around that number 21. Janczak trying to have a very strong finish to the end of his season. Sitting fourth in the points, this would be an opportunity for him to possibly get up into P2 or P3 in the championship.
I've been watching the battle between the other two championship contenders, Childs and Pelican. Childs was able to get around Pelican. Now Childs up into 6th, Pelican back to 7th, but they're still running very close together, and they're trying to chase down Nick Gardner, who at the same time is trying to get past Grant Emping. You can see him going a little bit too fast going into turn number 1. He could have made a pass, just not enough place to go, as now Pelican goes around Childs. Childs makes some contact with Pelican.
Unbelievable, the battle that is going on out here at Five Flag Speedway tonight. We see it all the time here. It is an exciting place to watch racing, and especially when the trucks are here. What a finish we're going to have tonight in this round 6 championship. Lap 97 complete. We watch that 21 truck still managing to hold on to that P2 position. Coming up on that 14 truck, Bobby Grant there in that Grant Brothers Racing. He's going to take a high line into 1 here. No, he stays down low. There goes TJ. He finally got himself inside that quarter panel. Oh, he almost tapped that 21 coming up off the corner. TJ now going to use that 14. Going to stay right up behind him, try to pull some air off of the back of him. TJ gets a little loose off the exit, but manages to catch it.
And right now, Majors has that inside line, but the 21 trying to block is far down. And there goes Janczak, now going to close the door on Majors as they go by the lap cars. You can see 5 cars all together on the inside line. They're all fighting for their own reasons. Some of them championships, some of them pride.
Brandon Finger still holding down that P4 position, doing everything he can to get back up to the front. Lap 100, 25 laps to go when we come to the line.
Time winding down as we only have 25 to go. It seems like this middle stint has really gone by in the blink of an eye as Majeski continues to put trucks 1 lap down, now extending that lead. Remember when we talked about it was only 3/10? Yeah, now it's above 3 seconds. Majeski is checking out from the field.
He absolutely is. He's going to walk away with this one unless we get another caution and restack this field. But right now, we are still green. 23 laps remaining in this championship as that 21 of Craig Janczak is leading the championship leaders here. TJ Majors behind him. Both the 21 and the 22 truck are sitting down in 4th and 5th place in the championship and do not have an opportunity to take the title right now. The drivers that do have an opportunity for the championship title are all the way back there behind the 98 of Grant Enfinger in 5th, 6th, and 7th. We have the Carolina Nut Truck back there of the 19 of Anthony Pelican, right behind Nick Gardner, and behind him, Eli Childs. Those 3 going after the championship here tonight.
And right now, Eli Childs is sitting in 7th, which means that as long as Gardner is running in 5th, or at least 2 positions above Childs, they're going to tie for the championship. Right now, they are in a tie for the championship, both getting the same amount of points, because the way the points work, the winner gets 37 points, second place gets 34, and then from there to the end, it all goes down by 1 point. That means 2 positions ahead, which Pelican is right now, 85th. That's going to give him 2 more points at the end of the day than Eli Childs, making up the difference. So as they run right now, we have a tie for the championship.
Unbelievable, a 3-way tie as they are running on the track and we're down to 17 laps remaining in this battle here at Five Flags Speedway, a half-mile course that delivers action every single time machines hit this track. And here we are with this Fall Brawl E-Series finale tonight, watching that 88 Menards truck of Nick Gardner going after this championship tonight. He needs one more position. They just need to swap. All three of these guys need to swap one more position to break that tie.
And Gardner dropping back that position from Pelican now gives Eli Childs that points lead back. He needs to get by Anthony Pelican once again, but I think he might have worn out his tires too much. He's fallen back now where Childs might be able to get back by him.
Childs now going after the championship. He sees it right in front of him. I'm sure his spotter has done the mathematical calculations as well. You know those hands are sweating in those gloves right now. He is holding on to this truck for everything he's got, because if he can maintain this position or even get around that 88 of Nick Gardner in that Menards machine, he will secure the championship.
What's really going to throw a wrench in this championship points fight right now is a caution. Will we see another yellow flag, or will we go green to the end? That's really going to be the test of how these drivers are racing, because if we see another caution, undoubtedly we're going to see a lot of trucks come down pit road. But the truck that pitted on the last caution and is in the championship fight is Anthony Pelican. Will he try and chance it? He's on 40 lap better tires than anybody else in the field.
19 going underneath the 98 of Grant Enfinger. Grant going really deep into turn 3. Finds himself up in that high line and losing a position to Anthony Pelican.
There's a chance Pelican might be able to do the spoiler because he's on those fresher tires. Can he use them? Because everybody in this field, for the most part, is on 115 lap old tires. Everybody in the top 7 is on 115 lap old tires except for Pelican. He's on 73 lap old tires. And you might wonder, this far late, does it really make that much of a difference? Yes, it does, because his tires are not getting as big, not gaining as much air pressure as everybody else's. They're not running as hot as everybody else's, and they're not wearing away that grip as much as everybody else's. Especially late in the run, that difference in tires is really going to be apparent, and if Pelican can get by just a couple more trucks, he might be able to lock up this championship.
Yeah, and you see what's going on here now with Grant Enfinger really diving deep into 3 there, trying to get that nose underneath Anthony Pelican. Now you see Nick Gardner coming in a little high, trying to diamond cut that corner a little bit to get a good run off of the corner. He knows now it's go time. He's got to get that machine up to the front. He needs at least 2 more spots. He's got to get around Grant, and he has to get around that 19 truck.
Now Pelican trying to set his eyes on Janzak up ahead, but then he needs to catch Majors, and then catching Majeski is a whole nother thing, because really to lock up that championship, he's gonna need to try and win. I don't see a win being possible for Pelican unless we get another caution and he stays out on the racetrack, and even then, Majeski is just so strong, I don't think he'll be able to hold on.
I don't think he will either. 5 laps remaining. We are under 5 laps remaining in this Fall Brawl E-Series presented by Champion Power Equipment and Green Mountain Grills. It comes down to 3 drivers tied in the points, tied where they're at on track. Right now, Eli Childs appears, based on preliminary points, that he would have the championship as they're running right now. The 88 truck of Menards. Oh, the 19 of Anthony Pelican gets loose. This could be a big changing factor in the championship.
Here goes Gardner to the inside of Pelican. They're going to make contact 3 wide coming through the corner. Now what's going to happen is Childs sits behind. Gardner's going to try and get that spot. If he passes Pelican, he'll be back tied with Childs in a 2-way tie for the lead. He's not able to make the pass.
The 88 gets loose coming out of 40, loses the position, but he gets his nose back inside.
He needs this pass, and he needs Childs to not be able to get past Pelican. Pelican gonna protect the spot. What's he willing to do? He moves him up the track as they take the white flag.
The 19 getting loose. Looks like that right rear tire is starting to go on the 19. He's just holding on to that track with everything he's got. The 13 of Childs now trying to close in.
How are they going to come across the line? Here they come. Gardner's going to come across in front of Pelican and Childs, and that means we have a tie for the championship between Gardner and Childs. What a finish to the Fall Brawl E-Series.
Unbelievable. We would have never imagined this in a million years. All three drivers coming to the line together with a couple little mishaps at the end. We will take a short break here and come back and let you know who actually took away the title. We'll be right back.
Braylon Homes is now one of the most trusted names in the home building industry, as well as one of the Southeast's top new construction home builders. Braylon Homes offers affordable single-family and luxury townhomes with exceptional value throughout Alabama and northern Florida. Buying a new home with us is a one-of-a-kind experience, where our homes speak for themselves and our people make the difference. Braylon Homes. Less money, live better.
As you can see, your pavement takes a beating, but the elements are no match for SealMaster. SealMaster protects pavement, helps prevent the need for costly repairs or replacement, and enhances curb appeal. SealMaster's nationwide network of professional seal coat applicators will help keep your pavement looking and performing at its best. Trust your pavement to SealMaster. Call 1-800-395-SEAL or visit mypavement.com to find a professional applicator near you.
Have you been searching high or low for that classic muscle car or hot rod from your youth? Do you need help selling one from your own personal collection? Shelton Classics and Performance is one of the Southeast's most premier classic car and truck dealerships. With over 100 classics in stock at any time, we're here to help you find your dream ride. We can also help you store your dream ride. Stop in and check out our showroom today or visit us online.
You can filter a whole factory full of water in about 20 minutes. Our process takes a bit longer. 300 years from source to sip. Naturally pure, beautifully clean. Blue Spring. Draw deep.
Champion Power Equipment provides the power that makes your life easier for home, work, or play. Portable generators and inverters, home standby generators, winches, log splitters, water pumps, pressure washers, and other outdoor power equipment. Whether you need a reliable source of power, an extra hand, something to get you out of a jam in a moment's notice, or just the right tool to get the job done, the Champion Power Equipment family of products provide power, dependability, and peace of mind.
Welcome back, everyone, to Five Flags Speedway. What a finish we had here this evening. Unbelievable. 3 drivers going after the championship coming into this event tonight. Josh, could this have been any more overwhelming at the end?
Oh, you couldn't have scripted it better. I mean, we've been talking all season long about this championship, and for it to come down to the last move on that white flag lap, for Gardner to get the spot that he needed to put himself in the position to tie. I mean, you couldn't have planned that any better than what happened out on the racetrack. And that is the glorious thing about motorsports that keeps it interesting for years to come, is that no matter how much happens during the season, you can always come down to the final lap of the final race to determine the champion, and you still end up with a tie.
It is one of the most difficult things about racing. Not only do you have to keep your composure throughout the entire event, you have to get a good start. You have to get a good qualifying time. Next thing you know, you're halfway through the race. You're getting tired. You're concentrating. You're sweating. Now you're at the end of the race. Now your job begins, because now you're on point. The adrenaline is coming to a peak. Everything is happening now. So everything you've done to those last 5-10 laps is nothing but preparation for those final moments, and you can see how under pressure, how quickly things can change.
And that is the glorious thing about this series, as well as that so many top drivers from real life, from sim racing, a lot of people who have turned wrenches on cars for years, you know, TJ Majors being a spotter, and multiple other crew members here as well, including, you know, Ty Majeski coming in for the final race, sim racer extraordinaire, and now Truck Series driver for Nice Motorsports. It was just insane to see everybody come together here in the sim and just go racing. You know, iRacing is one of the cheapest forms of motorsports that you can get into. Sure, it's virtual, the cars are virtual, the tracks are virtual, but the racing and the pressure is real, and that's what we saw in these last few weeks of this season.
Yeah, we sure did. And speaking of Ty Majeski, let's go ahead and bring him into the booth here and see what Ty's night was like inside that cockpit of his truck. Ty Majeski, Kevin Ford with you here, buddy. Talk to us a little bit about this just unorthodox night at Five Flags. We had early cautions, and then all of a sudden you guys just decided to have an incredible green flag battle.
Yeah, that was it was great to be part of this Champion Fall Brawl. Just glad that everyone invited me, and glad I could come for the finale. And yeah, that was a great green flag run. I was a little bit worried there. We had a lot of yellows, but with this new tire model in iRacing, it takes a little bit to get the grip on the tires and get some heat in them. So I'm glad we were able to go green. You know, it was fun racing on the long run there. Tire management, I think, was key in the beginning. I was just trying to kind of maintain that gap to second, and you know, and then built a little bit of a gap when I felt like the race was going to go green.
Yeah, we were watching once they started battling behind you there around lap 85, lap 90. I thought to myself, he's watching that in the mirror, and he's just going to walk away, and you did. The moment they started going at it. So it's easy to get that gap once they break that little bit of draft behind you there. And they lost their rhythm. You know, they were doing a great job staying in that train behind you, but once that separated, it looked like a great opportunity for you to start pulling that gap. How was it for you early on with the cautions? Does that get a little cumbersome as you're trying to find a rhythm, especially at a track like this?
Yeah, of course. You know, coming short track racing, it's sort of my wheelhouse, but I know it's not easy to sometimes find a rhythm here, especially in these trucks on short tracks. It's definitely a higher degree difficulty for sure versus doing some of the mile and a half stuff. But this is the type of racing I certainly enjoy, and just appreciate Kevin from TKC Construction and Breland Homes for having me and inviting me in here. Just happy to be a part of it. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Well, Ty, it's been great having you here as well this evening. You put on a great show, a textbook drive out of you once again. Ty, you have a great night. Enjoy your Snowball Derby win from a couple weeks ago. It was great to see you get that win there at a track that you still hold the record at. And what do? You come out here tonight, and, well, you did it again. So congratulations to you, Ty. Always a pleasure talking with you, and we'll look forward to seeing you in 2021.
I sure appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me.
Well, Josh, I'll tell you, you know, Ty just did an amazing job this evening. Textbook driving out of him, like we said. I want to bring in another driver here real quick before we get to our championship drivers, Mr. TJ Majors. And TJ, Josh is here with you. Josh, you want to give TJ a little a little mic time to see how his night went?
Well, TJ, it looked like a great night from here in the booth. I mean, you started back in 17th. First of all, I do want to ask you, what happened during that qualifying that made for your worst start of the season here at Five Flags?
I don't know. I think my tire guy messed up the pressures or something. Something wasn't right. It might have been a disconnect from the driver's right foot to the steering wheel as well, to the head, something like that. I'm not sure.
So you had that struggle in qualifying. You started back in 17th, but you made up all those positions to second. How difficult was it to really punch your way up through the field and manage your tires at the same time, because you finished on the exact same set that you started with?
Yeah, I was definitely trying to save them, but you have to use them a little bit to get up there. I think I did a pretty good job of saving. I'd like to know what ties were at the end, but I feel like we could run pretty similar lap times. You know, there was oil over the track at the end. I'm not sure what race control was seeing, but there was oil everywhere. I don't know why they should have thrown the caution there, but it was a good race. Ty did a really good job. Just he's really fast, staying up front, managing his stuff there. Craig did a really good job of holding me up. I was trying to get by him without using the bumper, and we got to racing a couple times. It was a lot of fun, though. It was a really good race once that long green flag run started.
And we are reaching the end of the season here. We're going to crown a champion here in just a few short moments, but how was that season for you? Obviously, missed a few races at the beginning, but with the races that you were in, you absolutely dominated here in the Fall Brawl E-Series.
Yeah, I'm starting to petition to drop 2 races because I think my worst finish will be a 2nd at that point. We'll see if that passes. But it was a lot of fun. They did everything right, and breaks between the races a lot of times, practice races and stuff, practices up before the race, and it was a lot of fun. It was well done. The broadcast has been great, and the race has been great.
Anyone else you would like to thank here on Apex Racing TV before we send you off?
Just everybody that puts it on. The management group here, Blackstone, and I think that's what it is, putting it on and getting us all together, and Grant giving me the invite, and a lot of these other guys are in the industry and stuff, and it gives us a reason to get together and do some fun racing.
Thank you very much, TJ Majors. 2nd place finish here in 5 flags, and now I'm going to send it back to Kevin. Hopefully we have some news on that championship, do we, Kevin?
Yeah, we're working on it right now. We're getting some scoring tabulated here. Josh, if you want to grab Anthony Pelican here and chat with him about his night, and we'll continue to get these points sorted out here.
Well, yeah, we'll grab Anthony Pelican here, and Anthony, looking at the provisional points right now, it looks like a 3rd place points finish for you. Let's talk about your night here in 5 flags, though. You took a bit of a strategy gamble a little earlier on. You ended on some fresher tires than everybody else's. What was that strategy call to come into pit road during that 3rd caution?
I figured if I could jump them there and try to get in a caution earlier. Tires weren't wearing that bad, but I figured they would at least come in and put 1 set on. So I tried to jump them on strategy there, but it wasn't enough, and I burnt the tires up coming to the back of the pack trying to get back to them.
We saw you there at the end fighting with Nick Gardner, who was trying so desperately to get by you. You threw a couple blocks, but in the end, Gardner got by you. But a 6th place finish is still pretty good here at 5 flags. How was that entire race from you? Because we saw really you, Gardner, and Childs were connected at the hip. It seems like you all were battling throughout the entire 125-lap distance.
Yeah, go figure. The 3 guys battling for the points lead is they always seem to find each other on the racetrack.
Well, anybody else you would like to thank here on Apex Racing TV after a fantastic season here in the Fall Brawl E-Series?
I'd like to thank Champion Power Equipment and Green Mountain Grills for putting this on, Carolina Nut for being on the truck, and Blue Spring Water for putting on the race. I'd also like to thank my wife for supporting me.
Thank you very much. That is Anthony Pelican, 3rd place finisher here in the championship. And as we get closer to crowning this champion, Kevin, just going through the entire season of this E-Series, just what an intense season where, earlier on we saw a lot of drivers really rise to the top, and now those drivers who were so consistent all season long are running up front, and we're still waiting on that official word for a championship. But the top 3 have 3 wins, and together of them, just consistency really put those 3 up there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Josh, the points are so close that I don't even know, honestly, that we can get these calculated right now before we get off the air. I think social media is going to have to deliver that information here shortly. With this tie, it's going to take a couple of minutes to get that sorted out. So I tell you what, to continue the action of the interviews here, let's go ahead and bring Eli Childs in. Eli, I tell you, what a night you've had here, and it's great to have you in the booth with us, Eli. What a battle for the championship, and you guys were so close in the championship. You guys literally tied. All 3 of you have the same points, and it's going to take some dissecting for us here to figure out which one of you won, as much as we wanted to let everybody know while we were still on the air.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be close. I knew I had a very small buffer, and my plan all night was just to keep those guys close, if not behind me, and we finished 5th, 6th, and 7th, so we were all right there together.
It was an amazing race. We talked in so many directions tonight about the pressure you guys were under, what you have to go through mentally through an event like this, getting a good qual time, maintaining your patience throughout the event, making sure that you're hitting your marks, all of those things that you go through mentally and diligently through your processes. And then your job begins when you get to the final 10 laps. Everything else is preparation. What was it for you tonight as we watched you being very patient early on? What was your strategy?
Just to be honestly patient and try to avoid any wrecks and not wreck anybody and potentially get an EOL. So I was probably overly cautious, and that's kind of what prevented me from moving up further. But my main goal was to be clean throughout the whole race and, kind of let the cards play where they play. I couldn't afford an EOL and going to the back and potentially being caught up in a wreck or anything like that. So I just took it pretty much cautious the whole race. And, like I say, they still only finished 1 and 2 spots ahead of me. So I think,
exactly.
My patience worked out for me.
It certainly did, and we found there at the end, Anthony's tires were starting to go. You could see him fighting the truck. You guys were able to get all up together, literally right there at the end, and finished in an order that brought all of you together for the championship. I mean, we couldn't have scripted a better finale than what you guys delivered tonight. What was it like there in those last few laps? Did you feel like you had an opportunity? Was it tough to overtake there in those last 20 laps?
Yeah, I think I had used my tires up a little bit, and Pelican was really fighting the truck there the last few laps, and I tried a few times to get under him, but every time I'd come off 4 and try to give it a little bit too much gas, it'd get loose, and I was like, well, if I keep pushing, I'm going to end up nosed in the front stretch wall. So I just kind of, like I say, bit my time and, let the cards play out.
Yeah, let the cards play out. Well, I tell you what, it was an exciting finale. What a great race. It's just been awesome having you here all season long, and we really look forward to finding out how this championship played out here. We'll get that out to everyone here shortly, and I'm sure everybody's anxious to find out. But I'll tell you, regardless, it was an incredible show tonight, an incredible season. Who would you like to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank Champion, BSM, Farm Paint for letting me run their paint for 6 weeks, and having it run up front and contend for a championship. I mean, that was awesome on them, and Champion for putting this whole thing on. It was a great thing. Blue Spring Water for sponsoring this race. Green Mountain Grills for being another sponsor. Just all those guys just help us put on a great show, I think.
Well, Eli, it was great having you here all season long, and we appreciate the great racecraft and the great show you put on tonight, buddy. And we we wish you luck once again in the championship as we dive into the post broadcast points here to get that all sorted out and figure out which one of you actually took away the title. Well, Eli, thanks so much for a great season, buddy, and we will look to talk to you soon here.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. All right, Josh, let's bring in Nick Gardner here. Josh?
Nick, what a season. And at the end, it comes between you and Eli Childs in a tie for the championship. I want to start with that last lap move on Anthony Pelican. Did you know that the championship, at least the tie for the championship, was just that one position ahead of you?
Well, first off, let me say, if there was a tie, who won?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. We're crunching numbers right now. We were hoping to find out before we got off the air, but the numbers are still being dissected.
So me and Eli tied?
Looks like it provisionally at the moment.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, provisionally right now, all 3 of you tied. Yep.
Wait, there was a 3-way tie.
A 3-way tie. Yep.
Between who?
Eli, Nick, and Anthony. All 3 of you.
Okay, all right. Well, if I had to, wow, that's wild. If I had to say who was the champion, I'd probably say Pelican with the 2 wins, me second place with 1 win, and Eli third with 0 wins. But we'll see.
That's how I was thinking it myself. But according to our team over here, they don't want to confirm that until they know for certain.
Or they could just give it to me, and it is what it is. I mean,
just call it what it is, right? That's right.
I mean, I am the last guy that you're interviewing, so why not just make it me, since you saved the best for last, the champion for last. Make it good for the broadcast because I'm already in the room. I mean, I'm not going to argue. Just crown me. I mean,
hey, that's right. Why would you argue? You bet, man.
Oh, man.
That's great stuff. That's great stuff. Tell us a little bit about what this was like for you tonight. My gosh, a bit of a roller coaster and obviously a lot of pressure there in those final laps.
Oh my gosh. So to be honest with you, I didn't even know what the points were going in tonight. I knew we were semi-close, but I didn't even pay attention because I didn't even want to know. Like, I was like, I know I had a bad race at Michigan, so I just left it alone. I said, screw it. I'm just gonna do what I can. And see what happens. Because I'm not the greatest at short track racing, but I've been getting a lot better, especially racing with TJ. These Brawl races. It's been cool to be able to watch him and see how he runs and stuff. But now tonight was pretty good. I ran up in the top 5 pretty much all night, racing around Grant and TJ and Anthony. And man, when it came down to it, man, let me tell you, it was a heated battle between me and Pelican. And I know I got into his left rear, I think, just a little bit, not enough to do anything, thank God, because he is my teammate, and I didn't want to wreck him, but at the same time, you want every position you can get at the end, because, like I said, I didn't know what the points were, and I just wanted a top 5, honestly, to, finish out this season, so I was able to get it, and it worked out.
Fantastic. What a night. What an exciting finish. And the drama that unfolded and the story that we set up going into this. We talked about you quite extensively in the opening of the broadcast about what happened to you at Michigan and how coming into this race, it was really going to need to be a big turnaround for you. And you did the right thing. You stayed patient and you still kept yourself in the run of the championship. But that had to be so disappointing to lose all those points at Michigan.
It did, and that was a bummer. Trust me. The moment the race was over, I pulled the truck down pit road, and I just got out and kind of walked away. And man, I needed a moment to kind of just breathe a little bit because that race was pretty frustrating. I know I lost a lot of points that race, and it wasn't even due to myself. It was just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and and I got caught up in other people messes, and I hated it because I was really trying to get it done, especially for Menards on the truck. I know they've reached out and been following me on Instagram and stuff, just following the Brawl to see how I do. So I really wanted to get this done for them, and it sucks that we tied in points, and because I have a feeling it's probably going to go to Anthony, but. All in all, I mean, I gave it my all tonight, and I just wanted to finish this strong. And I hate that I didn't, most likely I feel like I didn't win the championship, but, it is what it is. And I had a blast during this whole season.
Well, it's been great having you out there and watching you perform at the level that you've done each and every week and maintaining that championship lead, even coming into tonight. Just a stellar performance, textbook drive all season long. So it's been great to have you out there with us. And Nick, who would you like to thank tonight, buddy?
First and foremost, I'd just like to thank Champion Power Equipment for just putting this whole deal on. Because without them, we wouldn't be able to come out here and put on a great show for everyone and the people watching the broadcast. Also the Blue String Living Water being able to sponsor the race tonight. That's pretty cool to have them do that, especially the championship race of all races. So. And then, of course, the number one sponsor I'd like to thank as well as Menards being on the truck and supporting me and following me. And, I wish I could have done something a little different at Michigan. Who knows what could I have done? But I'm just happy of all this, the outcome of this season for the most part. And hopefully, we get an invite to do this again because I feel like we all these races we've put on a great show between TJ and Ty Majeski and Grant and Ben Rhodes and all them coming out and us getting to race with them. I just feel like it puts on a great show and yeah, hopefully we could do it again. So thanks to you guys as well for helping out and broadcasting everything else. It's pretty fun.
Absolutely. I think what was so exciting to see this season, and you brought up some of these names that are, drivers from the pro world over in the Gander Truck Series, and then you have veteran drivers from the sim world, TJ Majors and some of these others yourself, that have had just huge accolades in the sim world. So it was great to see those two worlds come together and put on the show that they did, and it was really a remarkable season.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
All right. Well, Nick, thank you so much for being with us tonight. And we wish you the best of luck in the championship.
Thank you. I appreciate
All right.
it.
Yeah, we'll let you know how things turn out soon, buddy.
If we want, put our names out there in the broadcast. Maybe let the fans vote. The three-way vote.
There we go.
I mean, let them vote. I mean, you can't go wrong with a beautiful bright yellow truck that says Menards on the side. I mean, come on. I mean, I think there needs to be a vote in here.
That's right. You bet. I like your thinking there. That's great. That is wonderful. Well, Nick, thanks so much again. Thanks for putting on such a great show for us this season. And hopefully we will be talking to you again very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, Nick Gardner from that 88 Menards truck. Boy, I tell you what, Josh, he really was stellar all season, consistent, smooth. If it wasn't for his bad luck at Michigan, he would have been the clear champion.
It was some great racing all season long. I mean, we started out week number 1 in Texas, and then just each race, the action got better, and the championship got closer. And then we came into the final round, and the move on the final lap might have secured the win for Nick Gardner. We'll have to see once the tiebreaker goes through, but still waiting on those results, and I'm biting my nails over here.
I know, I am too. I keep looking to my left to see if any resolution has been solved, but they're getting close, it sounds like. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap things up here tonight. Josh, I want to thank you for being with us here this season, Josh. Great job in the booth. Great working with you. Looking forward to doing that again here in the very near future, and we certainly look forward to having another one of these truck series coming up here very soon, and we'll certainly let everybody know when that develops. So keep an eye out there on social media. But right now, we want to send a big thanks out to our sponsors here. We want to take a moment to make sure that they're recognized as much as they've been mentioned all night long. But from our inaugural Fall Brawl series, we certainly want to thank Sealmaster Pavement Products, FarmPaint.com, Ride TV, thanks for their support. Blue Springs Water, big supporters here, and of course supporting our season finale here at Five Flags Speedway, and of course Curb Records out of Nashville, and great to have our recording artists on a couple of our races here this season. So big thanks to all of the sponsors. Also, I want to thank the staff behind the scenes, and of course our scoring booth over here to the left as they're diligently trying to get that answer for us, that helped out all season long to put all of this together. Thanks to the drivers, the teams, for putting on such a great season of racing, and a big thanks to all the crew at Apex Racing TV for their great camera work and production work, and a big thanks to Marco Barbonero. Marco, thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate everything you've done for us this season. Great job out there pulling all these great images together and all the great camera angles, and we really appreciate it. And thanks to all the fans out there. You're the one that makes this happen. All of your support out there, we do appreciate it so much for supporting the season and being with us here all season long. We hope you have enjoyed the racing. We're going to wrap things up here from Pensacola, Florida. The Five Flags Speedway Round 6 season finale came to a close tonight with 3 drivers coming down to a tie with the championship. Those points will be decided here very shortly, but I'll tell you what a show those 3 drivers put on. Great to see them all season long battling it out, and what a season it has been. Thanks so much for being with us, everyone. We will hopefully be talking to all of you very soon. Good night, everyone.
As you can see, your pavement takes a beating, but the elements are no match for Sealmaster. Sealmaster protects pavement, helps prevent the need for costly repairs or replacement, and enhances curb appeal. Sealmaster's nationwide network of professional seal coat applicators will help keep your pavement looking and performing at its best. Trust your pavement to Sealmaster. Call 1-800-395-SEAL or visit mypavement.com to find a professional applicator near you.